Hey everybody, I'm Dan McClellan. I'm a scholar of the Bible and religion. Let's take a look at a video.
The name Lucifer in Hebrew is Halal.
So 3 things to note here. First, Lucifer is not a name. It is a title. It means light bearer or light bringer, and it is a reference to the deity that represents Venus in the Greco-Roman pantheon. And that was Jerome's choice for rendering the Greek Heosphoros, which also means light bearer or bringer and is a title for the deity that represents Venus in the Greco-Roman pantheon. And that was the Septuagint's choice for rendering the Hebrew Halal. Second thing to note is that Lucifer has absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with Satan anywhere in the Bible. That connection was first made after the Bible was completed by early Christians. And no, Luke 10:18 is not a reference to this tradition. That is a reference to Greco-Roman period traditions regarding the fall of Satan and his angels, and particularly from the Enochic literature. Third thing to note is that Jesus is twice represented as the morning star in the New Testament. Once figuratively in 2 Peter 1:19, where it talks about the morning star rising in your hearts, and that is rendered in the Vulgate by Jerome as Lucifer. And once in Revelation 2:28, where it actually refers literally to the star of the morning, and that is rendered literally as star of the morning by Jerome. So you run into problems when you try to understand the word Lucifer as a name for Satan in the New Testament, because that word comes from Jerome's translation of the Vulgate, and Jerome uses that exact same word in a figurative reference to Jesus in 2 Peter.
And it's pronounced Halal, and it comes from the word Halal. Halal.
So this is either an ignorantly or a deceptively incorrect transliteration of the verbal root underlying the word that occurs in Isaiah 14:12, which is Halal. He tsere yod lamed tsere lamed, which would be transliterated more like H-E-I-L-E-L, or just H-E-L-E-L. Now, it is based on a verbal root that is just spelled He Lamed Lamed and is not vocalized. Now, traditionally in Hebrew, when we vocalize verbal roots, we impose the call vocalization, which would just be 2 A-quality vowels. And that would give halal here. However, this verbal root never occurs in the call. It only occurs in the PL and the hifil. And so our basic vocalization should be Hilal. He, Hirek, double Lamed, Tsere Lamed. Halal has absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with how this word was pronounced.
I find that intriguing because in Islam, they have a process with their meat where they have it with something called halal. So if you take that and then you move it to the Hebrew, it would literally be a link to the name Lucifer.
So it's not halal, it's halal, and that comes from an Arabic word that means permissible or lawful, and it has absolutely no etymological relationship whatsoever to halal or to the verbal root that underlies it.
Now I get it. Arabic and Hebrew, it's not directly the same language. I'm not saying it's the same language. It was just something that I found intriguing. All right. So do with that information as you will.
I think this is a wonderful example of negotiating meaning with the text, because the Bible is a text. It has no inherent meaning. Meaning is created by each reader as they engage in a process of negotiation within a specific situation and with specific rhetorical goals in mind. And here the rhetorical goals are obviously to leverage the authority of the Bible to facilitate the demonization of Islam. And so this creator has gone about that by fabricating this imaginary connection and then just inviting you to do with that connection what you will.
Now, for those of you that like content like this, follow.
Nah, I'm good.